Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you guys my Flamvell Yugioh deck profile for Month of Hidden Arsenal, Day 2. Now this deck profile continues our theme of going with the Hidden Arsenal that started off the dual terminal storyline. Today I'm joined with my friend Anthony. He once again contributed this deck for the profile. He's also giving some of his dialogue for the deck since he is a big fan of Flamvells and he worked very hard on this deck to bring it to you guys. It's a very fun deck, very aggressive if you can get off. I remember Fire Dog used to be very big in the meta when synchros were a thing. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. Alright, starting off, Anthony, you got 3 Fire Dogs.
Alright, basically use Fire Dog to be able to beat over one of your opponent's monsters and special summon another fire monster from your deck with 200 defense. This is basically one of your main playmakers of the deck. It does have some pretty nice attack points, being 1900 and all. And it does give some good consistency, although during the battle phase. But it is level 4, which can lead you to some good synchro plays.
The one thing that it benefits with is that it special summons a lot, which is the one thing that Ally of Justice did not have. It has that benefit for the attack and special summon effect, which is one thing that definitely makes it a 3 of in the deck. Surprisingly, it is a Flamvell as well. I don't think it was originally released in the Hidden Arsenal. I think it was actually a booster pack card when it first came out.
Either way, it's a needed option.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, 2, Val Magician. Now, this one was one of the original Hidden Arsenal 1 cards that got released. It's also a tuner, and with this card,
it doesn't really do anything, considering its ability works with Ally of Justice. Fitting, since it comes off of that one. It's basically just a vanilla level 4 tuner in the deck, which you can basically get out later with Rekindling. And being at level 4 can definitely come in handy to go into an immediate level 8 play, or just use it as a big tuner if you have like a smaller monster in the field to make it like a 7, 6, or 5.
This deck would definitely be a lot better if Rekindling was at 3, but sadly we, like Lavels, we only have 1 Rekindling and 1 Soul Charge to work with in this deck.
Yeah, that was the saddest thing about making that profile, not realizing it was at 1.
Yeah. Also, 2, Flamvell Poon. This card came out in Duelist Revolution, but we have so many cards from Duelist Revolution and Star Strike Blast that were part of the Hidden Arsenal storyline, which is still pretty awesome because it was a lot of the good support as well.
If this thing is destroyed by battle, search a pyro or fire monster with 200 defense. Basically searches your entire deck. And being level 1 can, although it'll be a bit of a hindrance, can actually set you up for some variety of synchro plays.
I remember I used to use this card in Karibo, just because it could also search out Karibo. But being able to grab what you need for that specific situation definitely helps. The only bad thing about this card is it does have to be destroyed by battle, and a definite 2 of in the deck, since having too many of this card means that that's going to be your one play to go off of otherwise, and you won't have too much since you'll just be relying on a destroy by battle effect in the end. And also 2, Flamvell Baby. That's another level 1 tuner you run in the deck. With this one, during your main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to select 1 face-up fire monster you control and have it gain 400 attack.
You never really use it for that effect. It's basically just a get rid of. With a bunch of cards you have in your deck having the ability to send cards to the graveyard, this is when you definitely want to get into the graveyard for your Rekindling play. Plus, you can also be able to use it for a specific synchro monster we have later on.
Also 2, Neo Flamvell Origin. This level 2 fire tuner. If you control a face-up Flamvell monster except Neo Flamvell Origin and your opponent has 3 or less cards in their graveyard, is it specify that? Yes. You can special summon this card from your hand. So an easy early game special summon, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, that's the main reason why it's only at 2, because it would be nice, but it's kind of dead later on since your opponent's going to have a lot of cards in your graveyard.
And benefit later on if you do have Rekindling, because it is another target like all the Flamvell monsters pretty much that you run in the deck. Also for the 1-ofs, 1 Flamvell Grunica. This is another level 4 Flamvell monster that we run. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the level of the destroyed monster times 200. So kind of a small burn damage kind of card, you would say.
Yeah, also for preference, if you want to run more of that, I'd recommend taking out the 2 Flamvell Pawn if you don't really want to run them or not. It's probably your preference.
Yeah, it's more of like an aggressive play style than sitting around waiting for your opponent to do something, since you gotta make more off of on your own turn than, hoping, will they either attack into my pawn or will they, destroy it by other means and I won't get my search off.
Yeah, waste a Raigeki on a pawn. That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's face down, they don't know what it does. Also, 1 Neo Flamvell Hedgehog. One of your last Flamvell tuners that you run in the deck. If it is destroyed by battle and sent to the one, and you select 1 card in your graveyard, in your opponent's graveyard, remove it from play. If this card or the field is destroyed by a card effect, select 1 fire monster with 200 or less defense from your graveyard, except for Hedgehog, and add to your hand. So basically a recycle card.
Exactly.
It also, fun trivia fact, is the card that was taken for the Shaddoll Hedgehog, and you can see that kind of replay aspect in that card, so, plus the level 3 stat as well. Just a little fun tidbit there. And that is it for the Flamvell cards run in the deck. For non-Flamvell, we run 3 Red Resonator. Would you say this card just speeds up the deck for its key plays with the heavier monsters?
I'd say it should be a Flamvell card.
Yeah.
It works so well with it.
Yeah, definitely with either the life boost gain or just the easy special summon, depending on what you do for the situation.
Either way, Red Resonator helps out the deck. It can give you some more life points to be able to deal with the amount you take, because, let's face it, you're playing Flamvells, and its ability to special summon a level 4 or lower monster when it's normal summon really helps out with getting an easy synchro play.
And you have another 200 defense, which is making it, once again, that rekindling target. We need that card back at least to 2. There's just so many ways to stop the card now that it wouldn't be that big of a problem if it was taken down to 2. It would help out so many other decks.
Plus, we don't have to worry about Lava Quasar anymore.
Exactly. With Link Summon being a thing, the card can definitely come back. It stops the swarm. And then for basic staples, 1 Gofu. This is just for easy Link Summon in the deck for your cards. 1 Dandelion. Is this card just used for special summon power with the tokens, or what would you say?
Yeah, it's used for essentially stalling and getting out some more tokens, because, level 1 tokens are pretty nice to use for synchro summoning, to be honest, especially if you're going into formula.
Level adjustments. And also 2 Mathematicians.
Easy way to get your Flamvells to the grave.
Yeah, especially if you open up Rekindling and you have this in your hand in no either faster way. Molten Conduction Field was especially good in Lavals, but the sad thing is it only works with sending Lavals. Otherwise, definitely great, amazing. If it specified sending fire monsters only, I think it might also be banned. Alright, that is it for the monsters. Like I said, we tried to stick as best to the pure Flamvell lineup as possible, but just adding in those key necessary cards that help in with speeding up the plays at the end there. For spells, we run 3 Resonator Call. Grabbing your Red Resonator just to your hand fast enough definitely helps. For your plays, if you need to get 2 monsters on the field fast, Red Resonator is your best one to go for, and this card for your option just helps to thin out the deck and that easy search. And also 3 Galaxy Cyclones, just easy way to get rid of pesky staples on the field that your opponent have, whether they be cards that could stop you, because once again, big summon plays with this deck, and this card just is the best way to deal with those. And then the 1-for-1, just to grab your level 1 monsters, pretty standard there.
Yep.
And personal tech of Anthony's, he runs 2 Hand Destruction.
I honestly like the card. It's not bad for a budget build, but at the same time, you don't always have 2 cards you want to get rid of.
It speeds up the graveyard plays as well.
Exactly.
Depending on what you draw.
Basically, it's your key way of getting cards you don't want, like Magician and Baby, to the graveyard.
And then 1 Rekindling, sadly, it's all we can play. But we do have the Soul Charge. It's not the best substitute, but it is a substitute if you want to go for that big life point cost if your graveyard is full enough of cards.
Plus, you can summon more than just the fire monsters with Soul Charge, despite having to pay life points.
I wouldn't say it completely covers for its life point and battle negation, but it's obviously Soul Charge, and it's used in a ton of decks today, so definitely needed.
But hey, we got Red Resonator, we can get more life points.
Yeah. Also, 1 Instant Fusion. This is just for, once again, easy special summon plays. For grabbing, I think Anthony uses Parapsychroid in his deck profile just for
Though I would recommend Panzer Dragon if you have it. I just didn't have it at the time for the recipe.
Got it. And also, he's got the one scapegoat. It works well with the Gofu. If you don't want to go for the Panzer Dragon fusion play, you can swap out the instant fusion for the scapegoat. And then if you take out the fusion from your extra deck, you can also put in Flamvell Yugioh or another Flamvell Synchro. We stuck more to a generic extra deck with this build, just because the Flamvell Synchro monsters don't really add a lot to the deck as a whole. But if you want to go for more of a full, pure Flamvell build, you can do that instead. And then moving on to traps. Honestly, I would say one of the best Flamvell cards out there definitely is Flamvell Counter.
Plus, it's not even just Flamvell. You can use it with any fire monster with 200 defense.
So even if you open up with red Resonator, you have this option available to you. And also 2 Solemn Strike and 1 Solemn Warning. Just again, monster stopping. Once again, if they get a big monster out, you want to have something to stop it. If your big special summon plays don't stop it, this is your way to do it. And 1 Bottomless Trapple to finish off the main deck. And moving on to the extra, 1 Vulcan to Divine. Are you going for basically just level 6 synchros with these monsters? So 1 Vulcan the Divine and 1 Stardust Charge.
Yeah, Level 6 is the ideal first turn. Mainly for Stardust Charge Warrior just to get extra draw, but Vulcan can also come in really handy depending on the situation.
Got it. And then for your level 7 plays, Black Rose Dragon, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon.
Obvious staples.
Yeah, clear in the field of big heavy monsters. I've actually seen this played a lot more at locals, which I think is quite cool. Also, 1 Trishula, 1 Crystal Wing. Would you say, just because you run the level 1 synchros and your level 7 monsters, definite easy way to go for there.
Exactly.
And 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Ally of Justice Cataster, 1 Formula Synchron.
Good tech.
And then for the Link monsters, Link Spider, if you have for those scapegoat plays, same with Proxy Dragon, and going big with the Decode Talker, it's basically the engine that you can use with Gofu, or if you have the scapegoats on the field, getting out these 2, and then going in this. And the cool thing is, you have the 1 extra token that you can use for synchro plays, if need be.
Yep.
And then the Parapsychroid, this, like you said, would
change it for a Panzer Dragon if you have it, or Theseus, whatever you prefer to run for your attack.
Mostly you'll be using it for synchro plays, so you have that to go off of. And then for the Exceed monsters, 1 Baguska and 1 Sylvan Princess Sprite. The Princess Sprite, just because you run a lot of level 1 monsters, and that mill for a spell trap. There were some situations I saw where you did get a Regeki off of the search, so it was pretty cool when that happened. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed day 2 of Month of Hidden Arsenal. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.